Alright, hold on. Why I... There we go. Weird. Alright, everything good? Everything's set. I see Mike good. I see... Bottle placement, not exactly the best. Every time. Every... There. Alright. Hey there, heroes! My name is Hero Girl. I'm your friendly local neighborhood hero tuber, and today is Magic Day. We're still updating decks, getting ready for Pioneer. Oh my god, we started getting the previews today. We've got Liliana Heretical Healer, Jace Prodigy. We've got confirmation that they are going to be bringing back Battle for Zendikar, Eldrazi. Like I have very strong suspicions that they would be doing, so I feel very happy about that. Not happy that I was right, but like happy that we are getting the rest of the Eldrazi cards. So like, yeah, that's what I want to see. Also, we got at least 2 of the multicolor gods, so like, you know, looking good there, looking good there. We could get Erois, we could get Karametra, we can get so much cool stuff. So many of my favorite cards are from the very narrow era of Innistrad through Origins. So getting those on Arena is going to be so nice. Still hoping for those Dragon Lords though. And I do need to be hiding the chats. Very specifically for chat reasons. Alright. So we are continuing to update decks today, and one of the things I'm going to be doing is updating our zombie deck. Right now, it is currently Liliana Untouched by Death, but actually, we're going to be trying out Zul Ashir Lich Lord today. I just have to be careful with like how I swap this out, because otherwise, Arena likes to remove the commander completely. There we go. So we are going to go ahead and try out Zul for the deck itself. The ward cost is a little negligible. Like the ward is paid to life, and that's a cost that most people are happy to pay over and over again. Being a 2-cost commander means that you do get to cast Duel over and over again. That's probably a reason why we hold on to Unearth. Gallon Box, hey, thank you so much for stopping by. But don't forget that the Jumpstart cards are also on here. I still don't understand why they don't have Jumpstart listed as a set under the set search. But you can type in like set J25 in order to get the cards up. So we've got Ulcerate, we've got Knight's Whisper on here finally. And I think I kind of want Bloodchief's Thirst available. So taking a look at, let's see, what removal do we currently run? Discard is not kind of like removal if you squint at it. Strictly speaking, it does not remove things that are already board. We're kind of like really light on just cheap removal. There's the Swarm, Bitter Triumph. I'm not running enough removal, I think. I mean, I always say that, right? I'm always like, oh, I don't know if I'm running enough removal. Actually, could probably use like more removal would be pretty pog. At some point, you just gotta draw to find your removal. But that's so hard when I could just like play more creatures, right? Oh god, we are so light on actual factual removal. Part of that was being mitigated by the fact that we were using Liliana as our primary removal. We could kind of get away with that. But if we're going to not have Lily in the command zone, we do want a stronger girth, or at least just more. So yeah, we'll go ahead and add in 2 more there. We want to maintain the card draw. Banners are pretty good. We want to hold on to the anthems. Most of our draw comes off of Creature dying effects. Ripples on death is very nice to have. It's a strong engine. What do we have for creature count? 32. We definitely don't want to cut more creatures for this. So the 3 cuts that we do make, they're gonna have to come out of the rest of this pile. And this cut just goes hand in hand with the dailies that we have planned for the day. Like Nice Whisper has a nice little boost. I'm not playing Sign in Blood or the one that perpetually makes it so that way you have recast. It looks like we're currently on more sustained to draw than anything else. This might be a scenario where I have to cut out something like a Grimm's Tutor just to have like more things that we can actually play. Because even though Grim Tutor can grab anything out of our deck, it is kind of a 2-card or 2-turn setup card. Just each casts immediately. And at least Avarice has the upside of just like I draw 3. Untouched by Death, Melanus is fine. Dark Realms draws us swamps. That's good to have, and it can also be removal. Just trying to think. Yeah, definitely want to hold on to Unearth because of Zool. And then when Heretical Healer comes out, we'll give that a try. But I think Heretical Healer works a lot better if you're running her kind of like who was it? Was it Ashnod? Might have been Ashnod. Oh yeah, she's right there. Fleshnod, Flesh Machinist. I think she's a card that you can run in Ashnod. Absolutely. I don't know that you would necessarily replace Ashnod. Because Ashnod also tends to want to like turbo out Paradox Engine type stuff. So probably look at something different. I want to find a way to use Heretical Healer. We just like can't not. Let's see. We got Funeral Room in here as a second Bastion of Remembrance. Bastion of Remembrance making a token has been really relevant. So I'm not sure that it's just a straight up like swap out there. We do need to like cut out 2 more cards. Where's that? Where are those cuts? Kind of don't think they're on the creature side. And like all these are just they've all got their place. Like even the Grim Physician can hit Landwar Elves. Thomir Knight's potentially a draw card if we draw it late. Festive Leech helps mill. Festering Mummy. Then you got your 2/1s. 2/2s. You're just cheap zombies that you get to play. I don't think we're an out aggro deck that can play it that gets to play a 2/2 on turn 1 and try and let that carry us to victory. Trying to think. I like holding on to both of the banners to help us cast our later game stuff while also being immediate pressure. Call the Rain, Arena, Ripples of Undeath, very important for drawing. Milling. Yeah, it's no wonder why we have just a skosh less removal than typically like. Maybe with the Knight's Whisper, we can cut out the village rights. That might be about right, actually. So, cut the village rights for now. And then, what we were making a cut so that way we could get in one more point of removal just to help us out. It's removal for removal, but I think the speed that we get for cutting shatter relevant. Ah. There we go. All right. So that is zombies, and then I updated goblins a little later. And I believe we have a kill X amount of creatures daily today, so that means making sure that Clothis is up to snuff. I still have not put in like any of the actual green spells that would help deal with enchantments or anything like that. It is still more or less Clothis red with Sylvan Scrying, Iteration, Escape to the Wilds. I guess I could put in like a Mythic Boo at some point. Probably not the worst. Get some more of the troll on controllers. I think one of the issues with trying to play any sort of creature in this format is just the fact that the creatures are going to die both from our own board wipes and also from the kill cards that have been clogging up the opponent's hand. They're probably going to like snap, oh, hit the creature, hit the creature, hit the creature, hit the creature. But the deck has also been struggling just to keep up with some of the newer cards. It's probably why I want to potentially get the Ugin going. Oh gosh, the Mythic's Mastery has not really been as relevant. Like overloading, you have to try and get like all the burn going. I think the Dream. There have been instances where that has actually been the game-winning play. But I think with all the graveyard hate that is currently available, we might need to shift gears on that, especially since we start eating our own stuff. Putting Dragonic Intervention in just so we can get that other Wrath. I would love to get a Slagstorm and the Scorching Suns in here at some point. Let's sort this out real quick, actually. Let's get our Wraths here, shall we? Get our Wraths over here. Then... let's see. Wraths, then Pinpoint Removal? Chandra also like draws, but like she is also just like a 4 damage to a creature. John, Big Inferno is kind of a small one. Fury can sometimes be a mini Wrath, but that's not what he's here for. Miskaboo here for draw. This is also draw. Repercussions is not that. Warfare, Collective Defiance, also targeted. Wrath, Anger the Gods, Wrath. Exploration is a very good draw. Secure, Flames, Salvo, Light of the Sages draw over here. Ghost Fire Slice. Fiery Annihilation, this is one of the new ones. It's 5 damage to a creature, then you can exile the equipment. So this actually helps get around the Mithril Shard Plate. Blood Moon, Mechanized Warfare, and Repercussions. Mechanized Warfare helps speed up the Clothis clock. Goblin Negotiation, right. That was one of the ones I was looking at, but I think that's actually just too cute to get up like to get those goblins out. That's draw. Targeted. Raw. Targeted. Support enchantment. Raw. This is a Wrath for 2. Into. Then once more, we have more draw. Having more planeswalkers does make Light Up the Night better, though. So there is that. Greater Claws, because that's a fireball. This is a 1 damage Wrath. Strangle. Shove. Still running Shock in here. The Shock does hit anything. And we want to more play with fire effects. Ragavan, just because Ragavan is... well, because Ragavan can dash, actually, it means that it dodges a lot of the Wrath if we can keep the board clear. And then Burst Lightning, I think, is like one of the new ones that we're looking at. So in terms of like support enchantments that just like do other things besides draw, wrath, and single target, it's Repercussion, Mechanized Warfare, Blood Moon, Roiling Vortex. There's probably room to put in other damage doublers, but I think at that point I'd rather just put in a little bit more draw. Like, the idea is that this is a mono-red control deck. A Blood Moon style deck that probably needs a little bit of Prism support. I'm trying to think about what we would actually like run in that. Yeah, I'm having a hard time imagining it. The One Ring is actually probably... Why am I not running? It's like the one card that I feel that I just keep forgetting I'm allowed to run in so many of these matchups, in so many of these decks. Like the One Ring single-handedly solving a lot of the draw issues this deck can have. Helping... We have life gain off of Colossus. And single target removal for Dave. Fury, because Fury can be evoked. Recast. Light Up the Night. Light Up the Night deals X damage to any target. And then it's 1 if it's targeting a creature or a planeswalker. Yeah, Virtual Courage is also just like draw, though. Chandra, that is potentially draw. The Fury, I put in the Fury originally because it helps deal with some of the bigger creatures with damage not being removed between cleanup steps. 4 damage to any target means that it also can potentially hit the face. Warcrafting is 5 damage. 3 mana, that's above curve. At 3 damage, you're really looking at like that. No. 5 is what you want. 5 is what you want for 3. Case in point, Running Flame is like 5 damage, and then it attacks on an extra 2 if it's hitting a salvo. That permanent loses indestructible until end of turn. Right, that's actually might cut out the Running Flames for the Fire Annihilation. I think I'd like that. That's a 1-for-1. Probably would also help if I knew exactly what it was I was trying to like ram into the deck. We went through all the Foundation and Jumpstart stuff. And like, would you believe that one of the things that we're looking at is actual factual Burst Lightning? Like, I think I could actually just like cut out the shock for that. It's pretty great. I'm pretty sure this is trying to find room for Ugin and Minsk Impu as well. This would be like the last 4, even though these 2 are already in. Okay, we've already made the cuts that let them get into the game. So just continue double checking. Might have been like the Ghost Fire Slice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was like, why am I not running Ghost Fire Slice in this deck already? Double checking. Cindercone Smite is good if we're on the draw. That's why it's in there. The Draconic Intervention is also one of the cards, so I think this is actually about right. Go ahead and put the Annihilation and the Burst Lightning in here now. Oh, I would love to have just a couple more of those 3 damage rafts. That would be very convenient. Okay, virtue, and then like of course we're adding the One Ring, but the One Ring is already like a given. Bandit's Hall is an interesting one. It is paid to remove a loot counter to draw a card, and Clothis commits a crime every turn. I could actually see copying and pasting this deck, and then going into more of a red-green mid-range version of the deck, as opposed to literally just nothing but burn spells. Oops, all burn spells. In fact, I think if I'm going to do that, I'm fine with taking out both Ugin and Minskin and then just finding room for the Draconic Wrath and then the Ghostfire Slice, because this is potentially a... This is exile an instant or sorcery, and then it's X damage to each non-dragon. X is the mana value, so this is potentially a 3 damage. Each non-dragon creature does only hits creatures. Creatures are some of the worst things ever. Oh, but it exiles the creatures too. Okay, that keeps it good. That's gonna be the case. It's potentially a 4 or 5, a bit more. Like a it's like a follow-up wrath to a wrath. Bandit's Hall can break the stalemate. Careless Iteration has actually been surprisingly good. I don't know how I feel about the impulse drawing. Maybe I actually want to replace the impulse drawing with this card drawing. Like, impulse is actually just like adding cards to your hand, or at least like adding like spells, whereas the discard is cashing in the lands that you don't need, but we also want to be able to play all the lands that we draw, so we can cast like big fireballs, so there's some tension there. The impulse is less worrisome if you like late game, when you can just like cast all the stuff that you're playing. I think that's probably some of that tension. Brass's Tunnel Grinder. Discard any number, but give you end step if you descended. You put a boar, and it starts discovering. Discovering is pretty cool. There is like an unexpected. I guess it just kind of depends on your preference. We'll leave the impulse in there for now. Maybe rely on a little more artifact draw. We'll see how that works out. I have not really been as happy with Fury lately. I kind of want to minimize how many permanents I have on the board with pips. I want to keep Clothis as an enchantment, not a creature. And what? This is 4 damage to any target, but it has a chance to cost less. Take a look at like our 3 drops that we have remaining. Magic Missile not being counterable has actually come up quite a bit. The critics is secretly a bolt. Salvo getting rid of Indestructible is good. Chaos Warp is just kind of our catch-all. Brittle Blast, Exiles. It's tough. It's tough up here. Credit Clause deals X damage to any target. It is a fireball, but I don't know that it's... it goes straight to the face, though. It's great late game. On the occasion that Clothis does become a creature, we get Ferocious. I don't know. I don't think I've been impressed with Kratos' Claw in this version of the deck specifically. Okay. So there's still like some decks to update. That is fine by me. We're gonna go clear out those dailies. 40 lands, 40 creature spells. Oh no, wait, it's just black and red or red spells. Okay, well, Lotus Red does cast red spells. As far as actual wins go, maybe not so much, but I'm gonna be playing Magic for like 2.5 hours. Logic says that, you know, we should win at least 2 of those. Unless this is just a particularly awful day. Alright, we go first. Strangle, Critics, Devastation, Bandits Hall. This is good if they rely a lot on their mana dorks. Catacombs lets us grab a Surveil Land pretty quickly to try and find a third one. Plus we have Hours, Devastation, and Bandits Hall. But we're also on the play. I'll hold on to this because we're up against green-white. This hand can work against him. We're just going to go ahead and crack our Surveil Land immediately so we can immediately dig for that third land. Brittle. This goes away. If we don't hit that third land, that we are cooked. And normally I would try and like get really aggressive with my land drops. Utopia Sprawls. Well, okay, that does get around in that third land. Here's that. Pass. Alright, land off the top. 2 landers tend to be kind of greedy for this. A Latimery. Well, it works out here very specifically because we don't have anything else, but I could have gone Bandits Hall and then committed crime. Now we're behind, so yeah, I just can't ever actually keep 2 landers. I have to mulligan for that 3-lander, even if the rest of the hand looks a-okay. Because if we don't get Colossus down, just like so far behind. They could like, especially against white, because if they run like an Oblivion Ring or Skyclave Apparition, God forbid. Yep, that's Landwar Elf. We can Flame Bless bolt the Apparition, I guess. Go Bandits Hall, Flame Blessed. Okay, that helps. We've got Brittle Blast in the graveyard, so we could potentially go into a Draconic Intervention, but we've got our Devastation also next turn. I think I'm just Flame Blessing the Landwar Elf. This is awkward if they have a flicker effect for the Skyclave Apparition. I actually should have thought about that. Yeah, we're just taking the 6 here. Let's see, they don't have to like continue playing anything out, but if they do, Finale Devastation for 4. You're gonna grab Pock. Pock is gonna be a 5/5. Do they have a land? No, Oracle Moldiah. Okay. All right. Well. I think if we Hour of Devastation right now, we don't take 6, but then we're still behind. I need to get Clothis down again. And then we have the opportunity to just like start pulling stuff out of the graveyard. We can get rid of the Latimery. They do get Endurance is a little bit of a problem. Means that Intervention is actually just really, really bad. They've also got Lair the Hydra. That's like 1, 2. Let's see. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Potentially 8. That is literally lethal if that happens. Thanks, I hate it. Unfortunately, I just don't think I get a choice. That one missequencing is what cost us, because now they can just layer the Hydra for Xaxes. And if they see it, then, like... Yeah, I think they see it. Yeah, they saw it. That's frustrating. But that's on me. Kept a gritty hand. Let's try that again. And that's why you play Manlands. I just refuse to play Hydra because, like, I don't like that it prompts me every single gosh dang time. Nashi Illusion Gadgeteer. This is literally just turns. It is turns, Emergent Ultimatum. We can potentially get down there. We do have 3 lands. We are playing on the play. What is Nashi? Nashi's a 4/4. Nashi being a 4/4 makes it awkward, but the Shred Sail means that we can actually hit their artifact ramp potentially. Burning Hands, Lava Coil. I think we can keep this. I think we have to lead off on Cinderglade. I would love to just naturally pull into Cavern of Souls. Green-black is also an awkward matchup for this because they have the vines to exile Clothis. Let's see, that's a bobble. So that tells me that it's combo. Because there's just, like, no one's playing bobble in a fair deck. Especially not in Singleton. I'm gonna leave up the Bloodstained Mire. They could try and Tails End it. But I feel like they would try and Tails End Clothis instead. I'm gonna go ahead and crack it now, grab a basic. While Tails End is unavailable. I would normally love to go for Surveil at the end of turn. This just kind of gives us a little bit more flexibility. We can also, like, Lightning Strike them. Thassa. It's almost certainly Tails End, right? Alright, let's go ahead and cycle our Shredding Sails. Spiteful Banditry isn't bad. We have the 2 lands that we need to replay Clothis. We'll see if we stick the landing, and we do. Okay, that helps out a lot. Now what we have to worry about is Nashi flashing in, and... Oh, hey, it's Nadu. Okay, so we've got 2 options here. We can... Yeah, I think we just exile Thassa. And they're probably expecting to be able to Nashi in and get something else going. I'm going to Lava Coil here. That does trigger the Nadu. But we also have a Braid. And that just gets rid of the Nadu. Now they have Bobble, Tarn, that's it. We've got Perilous Iteration. Ah, Cavern of Souls. There's a... I'm confused. Alright, Nashi has Ward 2. That does make him harder to hit. Why did they buff this thing to give it Flash? Okay, so that's just playing Bobble so that way they can continue getting more Bobble out. Understood. We are going to hit that Bobble first thing and foremost, because that is absolutely a combo piece. They could actually be played like a Miri combo deck. Alright. Blood Moon probably just wins this, right? Right. Alright, so they know Blood Moon is coming. So how do we want to do this? If we do Blood Moon, we will have 3 mana left over to do something else. 3 mana is not a lot. Doesn't do a lot right now. I'd rather get rid of the Flash Bauble. Oh my god, it perpetually gains Flash. God damn. Yeah, let's go ahead. We'll play this. We are going to go ahead and just crack the iteration now while we have green. And then if we discard those cards next turn, they are lost, and that is fine. Attempt to Blood Moon. You have exactly 1 forest. You have Pact and Negation. Pact and Negation gets you there. Slows you down for like a turn. Alright, Blood Moon 6th the landing. They do have green, so they have ways to get rid of Blood Moon. Like Beseiju. Yeah. So, okay, they had it. They had the Beseiju. And they can potentially get more Beseijus back. Lively Dirge means that they absolutely have a combo set up. Resco Clockmaker, and nope, they're just gonna use it to get Clockmaker going. Once again, obnoxious, but I don't have the mana to do anything just yet. But what I can do is, let's see. We got Spiteful Banditry. We could potentially do that for the 4/5 that we need. Banditry, wipe the board. They potentially Beseiju again. I really want to Brittle Blast this turn, so let's go ahead and get rid of the Bauble. I don't think the Spike Field is going to do a whole lot. So then 1/2 Brittle Blast. Okay, hold on. We Brittle Blast Nashi. Nashi goes away. No, just get rid of the Clockmaker now. Okay, Clockmaker's gone. Go ahead. We play this as a land. We don't have anything to do with Nashi right now. Pass the turn. We don't have to discard anything. They're currently at 3, 4, 5. Professor Onyx. Yep, they do get to activate her. Collective Defiance hits Planeswalkers for 3. Costs 1 more to do that. Jess, thank you so much. I forgot. How could I forget my dual disc? Invasion of a Moncat. Right now, it looks like they're kind of set up for just Sultai control, but I am so incredibly leery. Alright, let's go ahead and attempt to Lightning Strike the Professor. Yeah, they're gonna let that happen because they don't care about that. They have counter magic up. I want to get rid of the Beseiju. I think the Beseiju is actually the biggest thing. So we do get to make red off of that. Get to play Field of Ruin. Collective Defiance, Burning Hands. I want the Collective Defiance to resolve. So that would be 6 here. 4 here, that'd be 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're 1 short of being able to do that, which means I have to rely on the Burning Hands. They almost definitely have some sort of counter magic available. That sucks. Okay, you know what? Let's just counter. Leaves the Field of Ruins up. Okay, sure. Yeah.
If anyone needs me, don't.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Blinking the Nashi beforehand lets them get back at Onyx. I think I'm fine just letting that go. Then I'll use the Field of Ruins to hit any sort of manland they drop. Oh, yeah, the band group grows. Okay. Like, we're in a race that we are going to lose. If they are... Where's my son? Excalibur is on an extended break. You'll help me? You cast Manual Breathing. Thank you, Jess. The midnight clock continues to tick onwards. Eat the professor. Alright, yep. I need to hit the lively dirge before I get rid of Nashi. Makes that a little awkward. Yes, I'm not going to keep reading your puns. It's not going to happen. Also, incidentally, just because Excalibur is not on camera doesn't mean that he's not still here. Ow. Alright. Now we can go ahead... They currently have, like, what? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. They can get the last 2 counters no problem.
Someone once insulted my sandwich making abilities. It was a pretty cold cut.
Yeah, see, still. Yep, there's the mana drain. That's what we thought was coming. Oh god, and now we still have to worry about Nashi potentially even getting back the mana drain. That's disgusting. Like, the midnight clock is just gonna go off now. And there's literally nothing I can do about how that just puts them so far ahead. Alright. Do your worst. It's literally just gonna be a... Oh god. Even if it's like an Ulamog or something, that also just kind of sucks. Like, okay, there's the 4 from Nashi. Attempt to cast the Burning Hands at the end of turn. Because at least now that kind of... Yep, there's Stubborn Denial. Alright. So Stubborn Denial was like the soft permission. This is to any target. Let's see, I can... QQ... Undo, like... Let's see, tap, 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 tap. Oh, this is like... 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I guess there's like no reason not to, and just hope that we hit it. This is what, 5, 8, 9. Okay. Huh. Well, that just happened.
They say different archetypes of commander are piloted by a wide range of foes, but I think counter-based strategies attracts a certain kind of player.
Okay, you know what? That one was actually relevant, so good on ya. I don't know how he won that. I don't know how we won that because, by all intents and purposes, the Nashi player should have drawn into literally anything. The only thing that I can think is that they were on some sort of really hard Sultai control as opposed to maybe with a combo finish. I don't know. I guess this... it feels weird. My guess is that they were probably more on the control side than the combo side. And that literally all the cards that they drew were creature removal. So they just got stuck with a lot of dead cards because we do not play creatures. Like, I was not expecting the fireball to actually resolve. But it did. And sometimes you just gotta jam it. And scoreboard. But that wasn't bad. GG's. Your puns are a neck good. Aren't you supposed to be at work right now, Jess? We'll play one more with Clothis before we switch over to Zambies, because I think... Let's see, the Xur deck is actually what I'm most interested in. You got off 3 hours ago. Was it a good shift? Are you exhausted? Body Paul Clear Cutter. So this is just kind of the price of doing business with a deck like this. Because this is pure burn control, it's really good against smaller decks. But not so much against... You telling me it's shrimp fried this rise? Thank you for that shrimp check. Not so much against the really, really tall decks. Like, this deck just completely folds to mono green. Mechanized Warfare makes us okay. We're on the draw, though. Much better, much better. Chandra gives us a potential endgame to work towards. We can drop Mountain. Kaplusian Forest and Cryptic Case. Cryptic Case is not what you want to see.
Android Jess is now lurking. Rest well, fellow hero.
Thanks for the lurk, Jess. Alright, always shoot the bird. Having top decking the Volcanic Spite for more instant speed interaction is actually really good. I don't think the Collected Defiance is going to quite work. 4 damage is a lot against a creature, though. Yep, go ahead, shoot that. What am I throwing back? Probably the Skewer, actually. Fetch land is exactly what I like to see. This could potentially grab a forest. No, we're going to go ahead and grab Shockland. There we go. Pay the 2 life. Alright, so Clothis is down. Blue-green shouldn't have a lot they can do against Clothis. They can potentially bounce her. Kellen is not a card that they want to use against her for sure. Repercussions. Okay, let's think for a second. We can get down Repercussions and start doing a lot of disgusting stuff. Kellen can't quite come down. So if we get Repercussions down, we're not accelerating. I would rather just start eating their graveyard and dealing damage. Perfect. And then we are going to strangle the elf because that is a bolt to the face. Repercussions is so good against creature decks, especially if you can get a Wrath going. Like if they get enough creatures down, we could potentially Chandra -3, and even not necessarily wipe their board, but just deal multiple bolts to their face. And I think that's pretty pog. Collective Defiance. I am willing to pay the extra mana on that, maybe? Yeah, I think I'm paying the extra mana here. Although, the way that this is going, I'm probably going to need Chandra sooner rather than later. No, I think if we win this, it's because we're racing. And And oh wait, I didn't actually need to do that. Whoops. Because the first mode is actually free. Yeah, I wasn't thinking. I didn't need to do that. Because now we actually lose out on the mana that we potentially need for our devastation unless they specifically crack a fetch. But the repercussions has severely sped up the clock. Time warp, okay. Tot Yava. Well, the good news is we have a land in play that we can use to get that back. Real possibility. I probably want to hit the time warp because we have the salvo to deal with Tot Yava. Yeah. If we throw a possibility, yeah, let's just get rid of the time warp. And then salvo Tot Yava. The Ox becomes an issue because it has power equal to the number of lands. But we can our devastation and get them for lethal now, especially if they tap out. So going wide when they have repercussions is actually like super dangerous. And I'm going to tell you why. It literally has to be packed negation. Actually, hold on. Can I can. This is Sloth Beast, Ox, Giant Scout. Yeah, if I just grab the land, play Chandra. Oh, wait, gotta play Boseiju first.
I'm Chandra, the immolation sensei. I always wanted to make a really big fireball.
There we go. We played around a potential pact negation. Okay. Phew. That is a game that we normally... That's another game that we normally don't win. But repercussions just... Oh, God. If you get matched up against a creature deck and you have repercussions, it is so good. Okay, that gives us our boosty pack for the day. When we get that mythic wild card, it is going towards Dark Confident, no questions asked. Brass's Bounty. I think I might have had that already. It's kind of the one that's the biggest issue with reprint sets. You get a ton of cards that you just already have, and as a Brawl player, the reprints are just so worthless. Let's see. Let me go ahead and take a quick washroom break, and then we'll just we'll jam. All right, be right back.
Extending that lead. Olsen makes the tackle.
This is pain.
13-yard gain, and it'll be a first and goal. It's first and goal at the 7-yard line.
Couldn't be me, Brony. Couldn't be me.
The home team come out of the 4-3.
I was right there.
He hits the hole and
I was right there, and he
on
just
his way
spun
to
around me.
6
Fuck, I
points.
just, how did I fucking... Oh god, this game's over. The only reasonable thing that we can do is just 4 dodge, 3 dodge, 2 dodge. Fucking go for it. Holy shit! Holy shit! Touchdown! Touchdown, Brody man! Holy shit! Oh my god! That's a touchdown! Like, here's the thing, right? There it is. There's a Master Sword. And I feel so apprehensive about this. Like, maybe this is just foresight, or hindsight. Because I know what's going to be here after we pull this sword out. And there's a part of me that doesn't want to, like, you know, leave this part of the game just yet, right? Alright, and we're back. Alright, so let's go ahead and give Xur a try. Not Xur, but like Xur? Xur adjacent? Xur, except we rule 63'd him. And she's having the time of her life. Zul Asher. Okay, Zul. Zul, really? Zul, motherfucker. Okay, so let's think about this. Jet Medallion would be pretty great here. Feed the Swarm means that we have removal for Helga. The Mutavault makes this awkward, though, because we're just that much further away from being able to cast Grave Pact. Triton helps fill our graveyard for Zul. Is this worth holding on to? It might be. I think if the Grave Pact resolves, we're in a good set, but something tells me that this is actually more of a greed play. Like, we're gonna get the Jet Medallion down, and then we're just gonna go Triton Zombie. Lamor Elf means that they're definitely gonna want to feed the Swarm, so we kill Helga. But we only get to cast one spell, which is what makes this really awkward. So we need to top deck a Swamp. Exactly what I wanted. Go ahead and play Zul just to get Zul online. And I guess like the Mutavault can tap itself. They're not playing black, so they're not going to play any edict effects, but Helga's going to come back down next turn. We need to get the Triton down, and then if we don't have anything else to do, we'll cast the zombie. There's Gwenna. Yeah. Another swamp. That is exactly what I wanted. Grave Pact is going to be gonna make for a good follow-up turn, I think. Here's Triton. Hopefully we hit absolutely nothing. Alright, it was a little awkward, but we can go ahead and cast Grave Pact now, even if the Jet Medallion goes away. This is just kind of the part where we start going straight to punchies. If we hit yet another land, then the Mutavault starts going in as well. What is this? This is creature power 5 or greater. Probably even going back to block. Probably even going back to Lazo Tap Reaver. Alright, so we're gonna go start Grave Pacting. I'm tempted to go ahead and just like crush the Zul Asher. They can block Zul Asher. Take 6. So like that's kind of free in a sense. But now we're going to be in danger because Helga draws him a card, gains him a life, she gets a counter, she gets bigger, Gwenna gets to untap and also gets bigger. We're kind of just relying on the fact that Grave Pact can pull us out. If they get a Kogla down... Oh! +2/+2 Vigilance and Trample. Oh! That's gonna be like... That's 12. And they just... And all they lose is a Lamor Elf? I think I'm just taking that. Like, that's a massive amount of damage. Tree City. I could play the Reaver. I could play the Tree City. City doesn't do a whole lot. I think I'm fine activating the Mutavault. Go into combat. Swing with everything except the Zul. And then I'll play the Reaver. I'll hold on to the 3 tree. I don't really have... That is not what I was hoping would happen. I forgot that the Meteor Vault is all creatures, so I am now short a creature, and that is bad. The Mystics also just like make this so much worse. Okay, yeah, that's a Cradle Hoof. Yep. Okay. Blah. Great Pact only really works if we can like successfully trade stuff, but getting hit with 2 hoof effects back to back, that is that's really hard to come back from. We would have to get rid of Helga and Gwen a lot more consistently. Another Nashi deck? Like, I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because Nashi did get buffed. Feed the Swarm, Transmogrant, Dread Malkin. None of these are actually particularly like great against Nashi. I feel like we can do something better. If we mulligan, what am I looking for? Potentially a Thoughtseize effect. Any sort of instant speed interaction. Nashi makes that really hard since he does give the copy perpetually flash. Like, what is that? Ripples on Death can actually help us out. So can Dark Realms. This is slower. But I think if we get into a long haul type game, this ends up benefiting us. Having turn 1 Birds of Paradise is not ideal. Like, theoretically, we could mulligan a little harder. Sapphire Medallion, okay, they're absolutely going to go for turns. And we just have no interaction against that. Oh, gosh. Alright, so Nashi is cheaper. The Time Warp, Temporal Manipulation is also available. Winds of Rebuke. Interesting. I mean, that does slow me down. Because it means now I am having to redeploy Ripple as opposed to doing something I would actually like to tangibly work on. The Infernal Grasp also makes this really awkward. We're not running the Phyrexian Tower out. What are we doing? We need to get like pressure on them. So maybe it's a Tainted Adversary instead. I think I like that. I don't want to just like run Zul out there because Nashi is just going to come in and get back either a Grasp or a Rebuke. Yep, so they're going to go ahead. They're going to get back the Infernal Grasp. It doesn't even tell you what they conjure. Oh, wait, this is non-land permanent. Okay. That is weird. And because they're playing all that mill, you know that it's going to be something for combo. Like, that's just a really good way for them to dig. Yep, there's Phyrexian Metamorph, copy Nashi. Now they can go ahead and copy Winds of Rebuke again. It also means that we just don't have the room to do like anything else except try and double spell. Because I can Curse Marauder. Nashi's already in their command zones. They can replay Nashi regardless. They'll probably just sacrifice the Metamorph and then get back the Metamorph and then continue just like cycling through Nashi. Like, it's not even worth playing the Marauder right now. This really sucks. Alright, so I need to get the Ripple down. I need to get the Adversary down. I could use this to play Zul, but like, they've just effectively completely stalled us out. Change the target's instant or sorcery spell. What? What? Why are they... Just to, like, have more creature... There's the temporal manipulation. Alright, I'm out. We just... that's a really frustrating deck to play with. Or at least, like, play against. Because this is not a fast deck, and I probably should have just mulliganed faster for the Thoughtseize. Just, like, any sort of interaction, knowing what they're going to be on. Similarly, this Joyola Ageless Innovator, this deck has seen a lot more play recently for some reason. Undead Butler, Death Baron. Gotta feed the Swarm. That can deal with Joyola for like a turn. It's got like early cards. I think it's worth holding on to specifically because of the Undead Butler and the Death Baron to help enable Zul Asher. I think this is part of why I prefer the playing with Liliana, because Liliana can fill up the graveyard on her own. She can be kind of a possible win condition. Like, go ahead, get Zul Asher down, so that way we can at least start trying to get stuff going. There's Joyra. We can ulcerate that. There's an Undead Augur. I'm not doing anything if I do the ulcerate, so... Here's Feed the Swarm. Keep you off Joyra for a turn. Pack in for 3. This isn't... It's kind of Black Bolt. A little bit. This keeps us open to being able to double spell, to play the ulcerate and into the Undead Augur. I'm going to play the Undead Augur first, because we just need to draw into more things. And like, they can bolt the Zul at Asher. Not ideal. This theoretically benefits from a... I can also just, like, drop Death Baron. If I drop Death Baron, that gets a lot more pressure on him. I also still leave the option for double spelling later on. Right now, I'm just kind of the beatdown, I think. If I don't draw a land, I can still go ulcerate into Augur. Just kind of using Zul as a beatdown card. Lily can kind of do that, except Lily is draining them directly. Lily's also harder to interact with and just has more flex tools. Yeah, if you want to play Zul, you're going to need a lot more mill enabling, so like a Mesmeric Orb type card. Very happy about this development. Now I can go Zambi. Go ahead and 7, 10. Also right there, swing it in. There we go. Okay. That one worked out, but like... Question marks. It worked out because Zul just kind of became a 2-drop that we could play. Without the second removal spell, I'm not sure how that works out. Smeagol is interesting. Smeagol can actually, like, make it so that way we start milling stuff. The Toxic Deluge for early on is actually really nice. Bash of Remembrance also makes this ideal. We can go Lockthwain Tower. That's 2 of the lands that we really want to make sure we have against Smeagol, so Smeagol doesn't just take our stuff. Now remember, Smeagol is if a creature they control. I could go with Lazatop Reaper first. I feel much more comfortable spiking them. Assassin's Trophy and Dreadhorn Invasion. The Dreadhorde Invasion gives them more stuff. The Assassin's Trophy ramps us. I think I take out the trophy. Yep. Alright. There's Damnation. Feed the Swarm. Get rid of the Invasion. Or potentially play Bastion of Remembrance. I think I like playing Bastion of Remembrance this turn. Because then that also gives me the option of sacrificing the soldier to get down 4. A Nazgul. Okay, yep. They definitely play that in Smeagol. Also gives me the option to like Damnation. Let's see. This is... I think we hold off on that. I think what we're doing is Phyrexian Tower, sacrifice. We go feed the Swarm, get rid of the enchantment. Go ahead, play the Last Hop Reaper since we can go ahead and double spell that way. This is if a creature dies at the end of your turn, so they might go land, Smeagol, Village Rites. Well, they did go land. And let's see, this is just give your instant if a creature died under your control. We are not obligated. Hold anything. The important thing is that we have like just a creature. That gets awkward. I really want to hit more land. If they have another land drop, we are in trouble. They have another land drop, okay. Yep, and they got Patient Plotter, so they just have sack outlets now. I need to hit another land here. I do not hit another land here. This is sack a creature, return from graveyard to hand. Golem is actually just like a great card to put in Smeagol's for that reason. I could potentially Toxic Deluge to avoid taking all that extra damage. Unfortunately, I just need to get the banner down, and I am at the mercy of whatever they top deck. Toxic Deluge. They get to loot. Take the 5. If they play Smeagol, I kind of have to play the Toxic Deluge. Pay the 3 life. Wipe the board again. Journey. So if they sack it, it comes back. Okay. How do we do this then? Comes back, transformed. We are running them out of creatures, and we just want Smeagol to make sure that they don't have anything like really good to sacrifice Smeagol to Golem. Is it worth playing the Toxic Deluge here? It might be. I think I do that. I think I go Toxic Deluge. Because even though that does like give them the land to get stuff back. Ah, I forgot about the Nazgul. God damn it. Okay, yeah. I'm just like in a really bad spot here. We got a couple of I'm gonna get domed for 6. And they hit the Blood Gas, and this is where they're gonna turn the corner and actually start taking over. Now what they do, if they have a land drop, you can go ahead, play Smeagol, sacrifice the Nazgul to Patient Plotter, or even just like the Bloodghast. Yep, the Bloodghast comes back. Now they can sack it to Patient Plotter and start milling us. Yep. And they got our Hive of the Eye Tyrant. No. No, you can't do this to me. With Zul, you're also gonna want like all the booty equipment. It's the blood. Sacrifice the blood gas. I have to sacrifice the Death Baron. They swing with Nazgul and Smeagol. That's 8. But then with the rain, I just factually have to trade here. Which means I don't get to use Call of the Ring, which means I can even just like animate the Hive of the Tyrant. No, they're just gonna reach into the multiverse. Okay, I'm done. That was really poorly thought out. Yeah, okay, so Zul is not a one-to-one replacement for Liliana. I think that much is readily apparent right now. This deck was very much built with Liliana in mind. Like, she is just so strong as the enabler. Did I just pull another Dreadhorde General? I did. That feels bad. Pulled a Mythic and it's not even, like... not even one I can use. Awful. Yeah. I think this is going to be a good card in Liliana. But this is first and foremost a Liliana deck. I think if you want to go with Zul, you need a lot more self-mill enabling. It is a great Mesmeric Orb candidate. I think you also want to make sure that you have your Swiftfoot boots. I think you want a lot more card draw. Untouched by Death just has so many like knobs to turn. Medallion, Mummy, Shambling Goblin, Undead. The biggest issue here is that Marwyn comes down pretty early on. I could go turn 1 Zombie, turn 2 Jet Medallion. They're going turn 3 Marwyn. I'm too slow. We need to mull this. Bog, Malkin, Reaper, Deluge makes this playable. And if that's going to happen, I need to play Bog first. Now we can go Call the Ring. Let that start building. Having Bloodchief's Thirst as a potential follow-up is pretty great. Is mana value 2 or less? That's a mana value 2 card. Yeah, go ahead. I could... hold on. Am I going to sandbag? Am I going to sandbag and wait for them to try and get Marwyn at? That feels like it's... like, Toxic Deluge to try and get maximum value is not necessarily great. Holding Bloodchief's Thirst is more of a slow you down while I get set up. I'm okay with losing out on a Malkin. Having Dark Realms and Untouched by Death coming up means I benefit a lot more from potentially having... okay. I would have loved to be able to go Liliana -2, Negex, Negex. We still have that ability, though. We still get a loot. Still... the Midnight Reaper, Colossus. I could potentially play the Crypt Breaker this turn, but we still sandbag. Whenever you cast a zombie, I think I'm dropping the Colossus for now. So playing Toxic Deluge for 1 seems bad. I think I Mind Spike. Search for 2 different creatures with different names with put into your hand. That potentially goes. Immortal Sun just like shuts me off. Am I playing Crypt Breaker here? I might be. I think I am. I think the fact that Marwyn is just going to get bigger now. That's a card that we're going to... frickin' Toxic Deluge for. There's my swamp. Okay. We can go combat, swing with the Crypt Breaker. Because we are just going to deluge, right? Right. Makes this just a little bit awkward. Go ahead, swing in. Probably drop the banner now. Probably drop the banner right now. Alright, so this is the unfortunate cost of doing business once again. I forgot! I miscounted. I meant to get rid of the throne. I miscounted. Whoops. I am a doo-doo stinky head. Oh, that feels bad. That feels really, really bad. That might even be scoop worthy. This is what, word 2. I can plus Liliana go to 4. I can still beseech and... Okay, so if I beseech, I give up my Call of the Ring. It's like... Actually, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna give up my Call of the Ring here. Just to, like, make up for the fact that I goofed. And then hopefully next turn we can start fixing our problems. Get our life back on track. Start drinking more water. Get to bed on time. Make sure that we are eating meals with regular at regular intervals. Beast Whisperer. This is what? -3? And that just like starts letting them refill their hand, no problem. Allosaurus Shepherd is problematic. Fierce Empath is problematic. They can cast Allosaurus Shepherd and Silva Wild, but they can't cast multiple things. The Fierce Empath. This lets them draw 2 cards. I think I pull out the Shepherd. I think it's drop the Shepherd. Go ahead. Play Lily. Go ahead. And... Oh, God. I think I had to trade Lily for Beast Whisperer. Like, they can still play the Empath. They can still play Selvala. They can play Marwyn. Midnight Reaper. Keep them off Marwyn.
They're overwhelming, aren't they?
I have thrown away so many resources, and yet I still feel so much more comfortable in this position than if I had Zul as my commander. Punch. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna do anything about Marwyn now.
Wait till you see what I've got planned for you.
The Crater Hoof kills me eventually. I need to get rid of the Guardian. Like, they are slowly overtaking me. I threw away too many resources trying to get started up. They cast Selvala. Marwyn goes up by 1. Shared Summons, Fierce Empath. They also ramp Marwyn. Forgot that this thing makes a Marwyn. Yep, that's a Fierce Empath. That's an Ulam. God damn it, I forgot that Ulamog was a thing. I was like, oh, they can just go grab the Greater Hoof or whatever, but no. Let's see. So it's 6, 7, They're not an Ulama augment just yet. What can I do with that? Crypt Keeper do anything? Paragraph Colossus kind of catches me up. I just need like actual factual removal. I need actual factual zombies. Get rid of Marwyn. And they grab Symbiote plus Elite. Return an elf you control to its owner's hand. Untap target creature. They get to untap the Marwyn. Activate only once each turn. They can go ahead and recast the Fierce Empath. We had a chance, but missing out on the roaming actively made everything worse. Bitter Triumph kind of helps. It does what? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They only need one more to get Ulama going. Think. I can -1, get rid of the symbiote. I think I need to do that. Absolutely. And then I do need to Bitter Triumph. Return an elf you control to its owner's hand.
You'll be dead before you try.
If Zavala attacks, that's good for me, right? We don't, because then they're not using her play mana. I think I am just swinging with grief. All right, so they currently have 6, 7, 8. That's enough for a hoof. We're barely hanging in there, but they have some really strong inevitability right now. Alright, there's Marwyn again. That's a Phyrexian tower. Alright, so we have to plus no matter what.
I value moral flexibility.
Go combat. Swing grief. Phyrexian tower. Sack the grief. Tainted Adversary is not the worst. We are super low on life. So that lets me cast this with 1. Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They do get to just Ulamog now. Which means the Lily's gone. They probably exile Lily and the Reaper. Oh no, they're just gonna Tooth and Nail. Which means that they can grab their Razor. Razor would probably be enough to get there. I really don't know why they didn't just go for the Ulamog or the Hoof, though. Creatures you control gain trample. I guess it doesn't give them haste. The Hoof does give them haste, but the Hoof by itself might actually just be enough. This does put the Ulamog on the play with the Hoof, though. Like, they can just, like... Yeah, actually, you know what? No, never mind. That makes sense. Yeah, you just put... Yeah, that's lethal. That's 21 points of damage. I can soak up 5 of that. I guess they can still cast Sylvala. I mean, this is what? X is greatest power among creatures you control. This is 8. This is like blocking 2 damage, but then I take 2 off the trigger. Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure I'm dead regardless. Oh, right. They just put out the Tivar overrun. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that would work. Yeah, that one was winnable. Just poor sequence. Just a punt on my part. But still a GG. We actually did a fairly decent job keeping them off Mara for a little bit. But sacrificing Call to the Ring is probably not what we'll be doing. Vorin collects. Okay, so this is it's another mono green deck. This one's gonna be a little harder to parse out. Language doesn't do as much. Our early drops are nothing. Call the Ring is a little better with Knight's Whisper out. Soul Trader, Liliana Dark Realms. I'm trying to think. If they go Elf, Cultivate, Vorin collects, does his hand beat them? Undead Augur with the Soul Trader kind of makes this worth holding on to. Let's see. I would like to get Call of the Ring down like ASAP. Rampant Growth is not the worst thing to see, but it is pretty bad. Alright, so there's Taki Numa, so we can actually go ahead and drop either Undead Augur or Knight's Whisper right now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pretty sure it's Undead Augur. That's going to be more mana intensive. Next turn we can go Tree, Banner, Oracle. Yeah, they're rampant. Oh. Going Soul Trader, pay a life, sack the Augur to start going off. Is this potentially a Jukabog turn just to get Call of the Ring going? No, I think I still want to get the banner out. There's also the option of like playing the Nice Whisper, but don't have anything to like really follow that up with. So this is just kind of unfortunately sequenced. Like they can trade this with the Oracle, but I don't think they care about taking the 3 here because the Vorin Collection is just gonna wall everything else. Vorin Collects himself has Trample and Reach. Nyx Bloom Ancient. That's honestly the biggest issue. It means that we need to draw something this turn that deals with it. So Knight's Whisper. Draw 2. Do not draw an answer. They now have triple mana. And we just weren't fast enough. When will I learn my lesson that we can't outpace mono green decks without some sort of like hand disruption or like consistent removal? Yeagra Eater Evolved. So I have begrudgingly come to respect Yeagra, but it is not pleasant. They can go crazy with the food combo. The food combo letting them like recycle Cauldron Cat and stuff like that. All of our creatures turn into food too, which is not ideal. All the Ring could potentially help us out, but Cavern of Souls and Lockthwain just makes this really awkward. What is with our land count? We just like not hit anything. Also, it does help us like get a creature down, but there's very little payoff. The Thought Seize the Signet to help out a lot better here. Hold on to the Bloodshie's Thirst. Hold on to the Signet. We could probably throw back the Butler. Butler, I think, is the most replaceable card since we can go into Lily. Let's see. The Funeral Home is what's going to help us stabilize. Many partings makes them food. Yeah, they did not play a creature, so we are just gonna Thought Seize them now. Alright, so we have enters or dies, makes a food. A creature that I would rather them not have. Only destroys non-life permanents, but is a draw engine. The Mentor is bad because the Mentor actually like does stuff, but we can deal with the Mentor next turn with Bloodchief's Thirst. Kalitas actually causes problems, and Vraska can also be really hard for us to deal with. The Kalitas just like the biggest thing that we can't deal with, though. I'm gonna get rid of the Vraska, and then I'm just gonna have to accept that the Kalitas is our Bloodchief target. And we're only going to be able to do that because we got the Arcane Signet. So it does mean that if they naturalize us, we're off plan. Create a food. Whenever you sack a food, create a rat. Okay, so we could play Lily, go up to 6. They attack her. That's better than potentially losing out on Stitcher Supplier to a kill trigger. We've also got Funeral Home here that we can potentially use to like start double spelling. I would like to be able to Blood Chiefs, and Stitcher Supplier also gives us a thing. I played Lily. We plus. We go up to 5. No, that's actually just lethal. Yeah, in that case, it is just better to go Funeral Room into Stitcher Supplier. We did get Dungeon Crawler. There's the 4 mana that they need for Kalitas. Yep, Kalitas comes down, which means we are absolutely taking the 5 here. Not enjoyable, but them's the breaks. And now we can go ahead and hold back Stitcher Supplier for like a turn, block the Mentor. Especially with Toski out. Oh god, do I let him draw 2 cards if Toski's out? Because Toski is actually going to be a problem. I want to use Lily to like sacrifice to get rid of Toski for the long term. Nope, taking the 5, which means they draw 2 cards immediately off Toski. So they already just like get ahead on value. Friction Tower. Alright, this is where things are going to get awkward if my opponent has removal.
Immortality is worth any cost.
Friction Tower. That way they can go ahead and eat food. There's a Ripple of Undeath. They get to make a rat! Let's see. Lily does buy us a turn. Yigra, unfortunately, it's really bad. Alright, so they're both going at Lily. The rat's coming at us. Let's see. The Stitcher Supplier. This gets big. We just have to take the 1.
I'll actually try next time.
Ripples of Undeath. Beseech. That is worth holding on to. That is worth paying mana for. Because now what I can do is I can actually go ahead and bargain, sacrifice the Stitcher Supplier. And we are just going to wipe the board. So it's probably Damnation. Just double check to see if there's anything else. No, it's going to be a Damnation. Alright. That slowed them down a little bit. Just a little bit, though. They still have Yigra. Yep, there's Yigra. Yigra is now out. We are not gonna pay it this time. Yeah. Here's Lazotop Reaver. Hold on. So we're gonna have 3 zombies out. This is pay 2. That's 3 for 3. Here is Zul Ashlore, so that way we can start stabilizing that way. As long as Zul stays out, we might be okay. We do have a couple of blockers for Yigra at least. Yigra not coming with Trample is like the savior here. Yigra gets so big. And then the Funeral Room is also going to help stabilize us. Death Baron, Stitcher... Probably the Death Baron, right? Casting the Death Baron... That would let Lazotop Reaver trade with Yigra. It means that they can't profitably attack. Tree City currently taps for 3, so we do enjoy that. Alright, yep. We'll take that. He gets bigger. We gain life. I wouldn't be surprised if they're playing like a Freyalise Disciple or something. Languish. It's tempting to want to go for the Call of the Ring, but we just can't. Having Diagraph Colossus means the sequence zombies get big. But no, we want the Death Baron. Maybe the Hobbling Zombie. We're not double spelling if we do that, right? We have 4, 5, 6 still. Like, we don't really lose out on that much. Oh, actually, you know what? So, this is cool, right? We could potentially, like, sacrifice the Reaver to help pay for this stuff. Like, I can go... Quarter Calling for 4! No! Oh, God. There's, like, any number of absurd cards that put them over the top here. I would love to be able to block with Lazotep Reaper, tap, sack, gain life. If it's anything that gives Yigra Trample, we're in trouble. Oh, it's Chatterfane. That's a problem. It's a problem if, like, they have any way to make additional tokens. Greta Sweet Tooth, so they get to make a squirrel. Yep, which means that they can sack to make the Baron a non-issue. Language would clear out everything except Yigra. Yep. This is what... Put a counter on a creature. This is just like really good value because now they can start sacking those food tokens to draw extra cards. They've got 4 tokens. That's draw 2. Do I want to sacrifice the Lazotop Reaper? I don't think I do. Grave Pact is pretty cool here. So if I cast Grave Pact, I can... what? You're gonna start drawing off the Savvy Hunter. Attacks or blocks, and it just has like sack 2 foods. Greta also draws cards. I need a way to like stabilize. The Diagraph Colossus helps out. The Besiege kind of like keeps things in check a little bit. Whatever I cast, it's gonna have to be 2 mana. I can cast Lily. This means that I don't get like, god damn it. All right, we're just gonna pick it up. I did not count my mana correctly. That's a shame. That was a punt. That was a really, really big punt. Maybe the Hoblin zombie. The Hoblin zombie is like another Death Toucher that can potentially like just screw things, because even then if they get rid of the Death Baron, I think that's probably what I meant to grab. Okay, it's Vorinclex again. Crypt Breaker, Dungeon Crawler, Shambling Ghast with a potentially Beseech the Mirror. I think I'm willing to hold on to this because we can like spit out a ton of small creatures. And then with the Crypt Breaker, we can actually like start drawing into something. Start drawing into a potential answer. Also, remember that Rampant Growth is on Arena, so take full advantage of that. Yeah, and we're not going to like be able to race them, so I'd rather just take the extra draw. Especially since next turn we're probably going to go Headless Rider. Alright, draw 3. There's a swamp. Tree City has the potential. So we can actually Insatiable Avarice and then draw whatever it is we want. That's kind of cool. What would we like grab? Maybe Grave Pact? Perhaps? Grave Pact helps us out long term, but they do still have naturalize effects. Dark Realms would give us a land drop every turn. We already have Beseech the Mirror. So I guess I'd be really happy with like a small artifact. Dark Ritual could also help. Because Vorinclex is going to come down next turn regardless, right? And I would like to be able to have something that's a little more... you know what? Let's go ahead and grab... her. And then we'll draw Reaper on the next turn. Like, I realize that that's kind of slow. Yep, Vorinclex comes down, Vorinclex drops out. Some more stuff. Oh, they grabbed the gate. Yep. So this still only makes like not as much mana. We could plus Lily. Start getting life that way. Vorinclex comes in, swings at Lily. No one's the wiser. Midnight Reaper or Headless. I think I want Headless Rider first. This way we can actually like block with the Ghast and then tap the Ghast to draw. Which means we have a treasure to sacrifice to Beseech the Mirror. Yep, that's Invasion. Alright, they're going for big ramp, which means we have to expect like an Ulamog or something. God forbid it's an Emrakul. So we just want to go like as wide as humanly possible. Past the blockers. Non-creatures that you just make tokens? We don't really benefit from, like, not losing the Reaper yet. Alright, so this means that we do get the treasure that we can impact. And that means having Grave Pact as an option could help us out. Grave Pact absolutely is what gets hit. But now we're at the part where Tree City is actually going to start making extra mana. So let's think about this. We could Thoughtseize. Am I willing to do that for a Thoughtseize? That might actually be better. Midnight Reaper also goes hard. The Tree City currently makes enough mana as is. So let's go Midnight Reaper. No! I wanted to make more mana. Oh my god. Ah! That was not how I wanted to do that. Okay. I guess we're sacrificing the token then. Funeral Room, Damnation, Grave Pact. I am absolutely... Grab a Thoughtseize. Like, it sounds weird, but... Okay, so Vorinclex and Nissa. Yeah. I mean, like, the Invasion of Ikoria still fucks us over. Vorinclex is, like, really good because now he just transforms and grabs stuff. And that's Kogla. Yep, and then this also has other creatures you control have trample. Bad news for Hero fans. Yeah, we'll block you just to, like, get some extra value. Oh, right, it's gone. Okay. So I guess this is what we call a damnation turn. Go ahead. Here's an arcane signet. Here is damnation. We're still losing the fucking Vorinclex though. Invasion of Ikoria comes down. It just gives creatures that can fight. What do we even do? So, like, Feed the Storm actually does not do anything here. We actually just die if we do that. So it turns into... Here's Diagraph Colossus. Here is... Yeah, this just was not a fortunate fight for us. Maybe, like, just better removal. Like, I'm shockingly light on removal, And I have a lot of stuff that's good for like the late game. Things like Grave Pact actually aren't all that great for us. Actually, am I playing Nykthos if that's going to be the case? I would like to know why I am being subjugated to Landlight Hands. Am I playing like less of them for some reason? Grief potentially pitching Crawler, but we're on the but that's like the third one drop. I think this is going on to tap. Okay, there we go. A Natural Thoughtseize turn 1. Is this better? All right, so Soul Partition is obnoxious. Exile target non-land permanent. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled. What? Daxos is a problem. Amalia is also a problem. Yeah, we'll just get rid of the appropriation. And then cry the fact that all of our cards are 3 cost, apparently. Get the Bastion of Remembrance down then. Amalia getting big is less of an issue than just like the constant life gain. Here's the Bastion of Remembrance. This is a really strong Soul Partition target. Next turn, potentially Rider. As long as your life total is greater than your Soaring Love total, she gets +1/+1, has Menace. Well, I think I'm just going to take this so I can try and ramp up its Soul Trader. Yeah. So, like, you can play Soul Trader, pay life, get that going. Headless Rider. 3, sacrifice both creatures, get 3. Get the Rider out. But then I don't have anything else to hang my hat on. This is the cost of doing business, and I do not like it. Do not like it one bit. Probably still, they might be holding the Soul Partition specifically for Lily. I cannot deny that that would be a really strong tempo play. I cannot afford to just like keep taking these hits though. And Alonda is a double block. Channeling Ghast, Amalia. They're gonna get to explore, so that kind of messes up the combat math too. Otherwise, it's just like take 9 here, and I'm not good at getting that additional life without the Bastion back. No blocks. Alright, so they do get S% on top. This just becomes a 3/3. They're gonna throw it away though. Alright. Now we have the Soul Trader out. Maybe this helps us stabilize. But having the Soul Trader out means that that is actually really strong partition bait. You go to end step, they aim for Soul Trader. Bash. Motherfucker. Yeah, there goes the Bastion of Remembrance. Right on cue. The Shaman Goblin unfortunately doesn't do anything. 3 treasures. Is that enough? It has to be. Yep, it's just like gone. The soul partition is still waiting. I mean, having the extra zombies helps a little bit. We can now use Liliana, recast some of those zombies. That's probably like the saving grace. Let's see, 10 or greater. So that would put them up to 33. That is not quite enough. Essence Chandler. Okay. So we do have some stabilization now. That's good. Fortunately... Oh, wait, no. Losing the Bastion means that I don't have the combo win. Because with the Bastion out, you can Soul Trader, sacrifice a 1-drop, and then just, like, keep replaying it, and then drain them out. The opponent actually surprisingly smart there. I completely forgot about that, too. It's not going to matter a whole lot. Like, the Soul Trader is not free. I get exactly 1 use of Lily. What am I using her for? Am I using her to just, like, play more creatures? I think I am, because I think that's how I stabilize. Because the Essence Chandler can fly. I am perfectly willing to Soul Partition targeting the Soul Trader. Sack another creature. Am I willing to do that? I think I have to be. I think I sacrificed it. Oh, God. That's 5. Six. Okay. I get like 1 treasure left. I need to do this to get rid of the Essence Chandler specifically. And yeah, this would have been the combo win that gets us across the finish line. Puts counters on target creature you control. Yep, they get more life. Refuse them on the Bolas's Citadel! Motherfucker! And then it's just like, well, what was even the point? Can I get exactly 1 more? The Bolas Citadel just lets them cast everything off the top of their deck. I have to, like, pray that they hit 2 lands in a row. Oh, never mind. That's just Soren. Soren puts us down to 1. holding on to the land. Honestly, I'm just gonna pick it up. Sucks. Play one more, and then I'm gonna have to revisit this because the lack of interaction is what's killing us. Zombies are surprisingly mid-range right now. You could probably build a much more aggressive version in 60 card. You could focus a lot more on the 1-drops and the speed. But we also have like a ton of 3-drops. Festering Mummy, Fester Leech, Colossus are pretty reasonable. This is against a Hardened Scales deck though. Johnny is really good at the Hardened Scales type shenanigans. So I feel like this is actually just way too slow. Phyrexian Arena kind with Reef backup, I think makes this playable. We're gonna go ahead and play our swamp first. What are we pitching? Probably the Wanderer from next. Like, we're gonna get outscaled very quickly. The Fester Leech at least threatens to help get us going on in terms of, like, milling. Alright, so expand the spears. So, are they playing actual factual toxic? Oh boy. Not worried about ambush, although ambush... Hold on. Does getting rid of ambush just like hit their land? Oh my god, it does, doesn't it? And then this doesn't have any exile? Yeah, let's just go ahead and hit the ambush then. And then we'll go Undead Augur. And just get a free win because the opponent kept a 2-lander off the strength of the Surveil, which is normally pretty reasonable, except for the fact that they're playing against mono green. And losing your only other land to a Thoughtseize is really devastating. Ossification is no longer removal because neither of those are basic lands. Enduring Vitality is probably the second best target there, just because the fact that it comes back after it dies. I would absolutely put a Dark Confidant in the deck. Rise of the Dark Realms. Aw, that makes me happy. Let's see if we can make this. Grave Pact helps us out in the long term. But I no longer believe it actually helps. Like, it's weird. It works out. Grave Pact works out in aggro decks because then you're trading your creatures and they're losing their creatures. Maybe we want to play Bantu's Monument instead, actually. Especially since we have the combo finish now. We could even think about putting like the Grim Tutor in specifically so we can try searching for Soul Trader. But then that just kind of makes the whole deck Soul Trader. But like combo win is a combo win. I really like Dark Realms. Dark Realms is a fantastic card. She is just like draw all your lands and then continue drawing and then turn your swamps into additional mana. But if we want to make this deck a little more interactive, we need to cut down on like some of the later slots. Let's see. We're already running Toxic Deluge. Language sometimes doesn't get big enough. Think about it. Onto making the creature spells is actually really cheaper. Is actually really nice. Like, we're aware of the combo now. We just need a little bit of help. Mutavault and Faceless Haven, Karn's Bastion. What's our land count? 36. We are getting too many of those hands with just few lands. So it's really just, that means it's more of an RNG issue than anything else. Yeah, I don't want to make this just like Soul Trader that deck. But it definitely means that we want to include Bantu. Having Patrick Banner and Heraldic Banner. Having those play double duty is still nice. Maybe we just like get one instant speed removal card. Honestly, okay, so like maybe it's worth making it the spell, making the 4 mana destroy card. That gets awkward, but then it's also a land. Unless what we need is speed specifically. Yeah, I think what we want specifically is just like out and out removal. So get like the Infernal Grasp in there. Bitter Triumph does hit Planeswalkers. Just double check here. Go for the float's nice to have. Shoot the Sheriff. There was a... Yeah, it's the Long Goodbye. Though, destroy target creature or Planeswalker mana value 3 or less. I think this is going to be a meta call. If you're playing a deck that seems like it's getting a lot of those smaller commanders or anything like that, this can be pretty good. Maybe think about more, just a little bit more draw. Yasharn is awkward. This is a commander that wants to play fair. Ripples, Bantu, Phyrexian Arena with Inquisition backup. We don't have any way to like interact early on. Probably even go like Phyrexian Arena first. See what we got. I like taking out the Mass Vandal here. Wandering Emperor is still what's going to make this awkward. Yep, that's a Paradise Druid. Now we can go ahead. Here's Ripples. We can't sacrifice anything. But we are going to be set up nicely for the long haul. Just need to like start turn that into something. Alright, get the arena down. Now we have 2 engine cards going. That's something. Druid class comes down. That's a problem. I would like to hold on to this Graph Reaver specifically to deal with the Wandering Emperor whenever the hell she comes down. Or we could just, like, grief her out. I'm okay with that. That might... it's 2 mana to, like, ramp up into Dark Ritual. What do I want to do this turn? I would like to get Bantu and Grief down. That's 6. I currently have 4. I would go up to 5. But Bantu makes Grief cheaper. No, Grief would be 3. Grief would be 3 unless I pitch something specific. Did I already... Okay, there we go. We can go ahead, play the Grief, use the Grief as a blocker. Ooh, Lamog! Like, the Guardian Project is, like, the biggest thing here. 4, 5, 6, 7... The Guardian Project just buries me in card advantage. Take out the log. Yep, there's the Guardian Project. Block this. Give myself some 4. Gotta take the 4 so I can start getting Liliana going. Alright, Digraph Colossus. We'd love to see it. Okay, this is where I go. Play Heraldic Banner. No, I need to play Bantu. I need to play Bantu so I can just like start stabilizing. And that means play Zul. Now I can use Grief to block. Because Zul is going to help me stabilize there. Then we can cast Champion of the Parish. Champion of the Parish gets bigger. I think having more bodies is better, though. She can also exile tapped creatures, though.
We must protect the people.
Can't pay life or second non to cast spells or activate abilities. So triggered abilities are fine.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
Alright, so that's still bad. Loot! No! That's a problem. We are struggling to stabilize right now. Decline. Play Swamp. Okay. So we want to play the Colossus first. Yeah? Yeah. We want to play the Colossus first because this is going to give us more creatures on board. And I guess we cast the champion. Yes. Because the champion needs to get bigger. And these tokens have Death Touch. Okay, this is gonna like help us out. The trigger still sacrifices, yes.
Until next time, then.
And then we can cast a 1-drop. Okay. We're making some headway. That feels good. Heraldic Banner with the Vizier makes this a lot better. Loot has A6, look at the top 6, reveal a creature mana less than or equal to lands you control, and then just like straight up put them on the battlefield. I think I have to grab Feed the Swarm. Like that's just a thing that I have to do. Yeah, Feed the Swarm, target loot. They activate loot in response. That's a Primeval Titan. Do I have... I forgot Relentless Death. I guess it's just Vizier of the Scorpion. Even though what I would really like to do is continue recasting stuff. The Lazotop Reaver could be good. No! My Pit of Offerings! Yeah, they got Pit of Offerings and I lose. Yeah. Alright, so not a huge loss. Prime time is a problem though. Well. It's very tumultuous. Because the Druid class can also just, like, fucking rip. And, like, yeah, the Guardian Project is absolutely burying us right now. If I can hit, like, a Meat Hook Massacre. What is this? Yeah, it's O'Hare. Right, sacrifice the Primeval Titan on the attack, probably. Okay, now. They still have the Restless Prairie, too. Cavern of Souls. No, nothing I want there. Zombie. Okay, so this is not a bad damnation turn if we do have to watch out for the Restless Prairie and the Haven. This is 7 damage exactly. Oh, 8 damage because the Restless Prairie also gets to make an attack. And then also we have to watch out for Druid class being big. So this is just like not a great turn. I would love to get Lily. Let's think. Let us think and consider. Target zombie creature. How do we do this? Let's go ahead and make this tap for black. Get an arcane signet down. And then we can start chipping away at some of their stuff with the Curse Marauder, I guess. And then I don't think this tracks out of the graveyard. It does not. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and just cycle to get the Marauder back again. Unfortunately, we're just not in a good position to block profitably either. Pass the turn. We're currently like kind of wide. Having the additional ramp out is going to make it a lot easier to play Lily. God damn it. That was not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all. Because now they can just level up the Druid class and murder us. And this is where I would love to have my go for the throat. Oh, they're just going to play. They had game. They had game if they just use Druid class. Ace, power, and toughness equal to number of lands you control. Like, I only have the 1 card in hand right now. Curse of the Silence is obnoxious because it means that Lily is going to cost even more to try and like rebuild our board. You hate to see that. I still have like 3 creatures I need to like try and play around. Decline there. Like, I can Damnation 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can play Lily and Damnation. They still kill me. I need Transmogrant. I need other cards to block. Why are you so intent on tapping my Phyrexian Tower for this? 4, 5, 6. We need to cast all of the zombies. So, what do? I can play the Marauder. I can like try and wipe them that way. That might be what I need to do. Let's see. I can play the Colossus. What? No! What the fuck? Oh, because I can't. I get it. Never mind. Okay, we're just gonna scoop it up. I forgot that Yasharn keeps us from sacrificing the treasure. Okay, never mind. That's obnoxious. What would I have done differently then? I think at that point it's checkmate. Rip Spawn Hunter. Huh. Alright, so this is probably gonna be like what, a vehicle heavy deck? Bloodcheat's Thirst is pretty great to have, but again, the lands are killing us. I'll keep this 2-lander. This is a lot better. We also have the Medallion. Fanatic is in kill on sight. Feed the Swarm first. Because then that lets us hold up both of our instants after the Jet Medallion. Darren. Alright, and we can play Lily and keep her protected with the Bitter Triumph, so that's nice. Alright, yep, there's Rip. Pay the 3. Lily is also just like really good because she drains, right? Because she's helping to cover the cost.
I do what you don't get squeamish on me.
Augur with Soul Trader up. That's not bad. There's Conclave Tribunal to get rid of Lily, whatever.
Dull.
Shambling Goblin. I would like to play Undead. Play Shambling. Soul Trader still helps us play Lily. I mean, we ran out of gas pretty quickly just from like going Daka. I think it's still like Eternalize Fanatic and get more that way. Bad, actually. Don't like that. We can use the Soul Trader as like a ritual. Use this. Stack. Phyrexian Arena. The Duke gets neg 1. Now we get the draw. We get treasure. Could even potentially Toxic Deluge. We can actually like potentially put this into Lily. Okay, not perfect. That's fine. I'm willing to trade the Augur for Wily Duke, depending on how this turn goes. I could even see using Toxic Deluge here. Hell yeah. Make that trade. And then if they have like any sort of removal, we just sack it to the Soul Trader. Target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. This spell was kicked instead. Okay, so it's gonna get indestructible. That's fine. Soul Trader with Shambling Goblin means that we can go ahead and melt it. No problem. It's gonna cost us a pretty penny, but we can do it. Ah, they got it. They got her. They got her with the hover ship. You hate to see that. They get a life and draw a card regardless now. The Bastion of Remembrance came too little too late. Now it's gone forever. So I don't think how are we gonna play this? Because now the hover ship. Actually, this actually works out. Nicely. Go ahead and just pay this for 2. They can go ahead, tap Duke to draw the card and gain the life. They don't do that though. All right, fair enough. 4, 5. Let's go ahead and just get Lily going again then. Now, this does mean that Rip actually gets stuff off. This is what, second non-token creature. But we weren't going to be able to cast this anyway unless we just held it up. Skyclave Apparition. Stop that! Okay, Lily is no longer viable. Get rid of the hover ship. I wish could be the play. Hello, Grief is a play. Currently have 6 mana available, so we can go Grief, Bastion, Flare. I want to hold up Flare, so let's go ahead and I could potentially Curse Crypt Breaker and then use that for Flare. I can also just like use the Grief. Okay, so they get rid of the virtual loyalty that way. That sucks for us. I can also just like sack the Grief. Yeah, it just kind of depends on what they do because we're going to want to get rid of Rip. They have to play the virtue of loyalty. They want to get it out and they very, very, very quickly like overtake us if they do that. Yep. That's frustrating. Let's see. This is what? Let him go to attacks. I have no way of dealing with that hover ship. Otherwise, the virtual loyalty is going to make sure they have just like infinite blockers. I have to. I don't think I can. I think I have to like just eat this. The hover ship gets bigger. Like the bullshit thing. Languish helps out a bit. Languish helps out a lot, actually. So we can go attack in. Languish. And then yes. Cast the Transmogrant. Cast the Transmogrant if they... Okay, I just play Flare out then? If they don't use Ripley... I think I want to play the Mongrant. And then use the flare's alternative cost. Alright, yep. So that eternalizes. That's a pilgrim. Which means the flare no longer does... Oh, no, it still does the thing. Because it's the highest value. So they have to sacrifice the hover ship, which means I finally get to manifest dread. Let's see. That is still a problem. That is 100% a problem. I don't have the mana to replay Liliana. I can use the castle to try and draw some cards. I have to try and like race. This can come back with a couple counters on it. Alright, that's 6 mana. They get to play Rip. Pass to attacks. Let's see. I could lock the way in to try and draw. I think that's probably better than playing the Transmogrant, right? Because, what? 4, 5, 6. I'm 1 land away from playing Lily. If I get to 3... If I get to play Lily, then... Yeah. We want to just make it so that way Rip has the hardest time trying to, like, attack through. A Cursed Marauder. He probably sacrificed the Pilgrim. Okay. Pass the turn. Rip can now just sit back and then get big. It might have even been better to sacrifice the Marauder so we can recycle it. In fact, I'm going to say that's probably what I definitely should have done. Yeah, pass the blockers. This does, like, let them do stuff. 5... We'll go ahead, we'll block like this. Geez. And now we can get the Margaret back. And we can get some actual pressure on him. Because remember, the Bastion of Remembrance is still doing like a lot too. And then that's going to trigger the Champion of the Perished. Okay. A little bit of a grind. That's okay. That's 2. Do they have Mana Tithe? Okay, they're going to tap the Great Henge so that way they don't just die. And then, okay. This is what the deck tends to do best, is like win the grind fests. I would prefer it didn't get to that point, though. What's our mastery progress like? More pack until we can actually, like, grab stuff. I'm trying to think if there's anything that would make this, like, more aggressive. And I guess the answer is not really. Like, what do we have in terms of, like, zombie cards that we're just missing? Maybe you can kind of play this like an 8-rack deck. Gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your opponent's graveyard. We did get Shambling Gas and Jumpstart. Wait, hold on. Don't I already have... I do, okay. This is a sack outlet. What else do we have? Player discards a card. We have Tritoned. I don't have Patience. Like, right. I don't think that there's anything like really cool that we're missing. I would love to have a an Undying Ghoul, the one mana zombie. Whenever a creature is dealt damage by white this turn dies, you make a tapped 2/2 zombie. Yeah, white's kind of cool. As long as you control a Liliana Planeswalker. And then like a lot of the 3-drops just aren't really... Like you could play a Rotting Registrar. It's a pretty strong zombie. Silver Smoke Ghoul comes back. You've gained 3 or more life. Liliana can account for like 2 of that. Kind of that's another one of those like grindy cards though. Yeah, that really just aren't like huge cards. You're really just making your way off the back of really strong spells. Kind of stacksy. Think. Maybe. Actually, hold on. This is each opponent. Okay, so this is not a crime. Crime Planeswalker. What was I thinking just now? Something like a Lively Dirge. Could be big catch up. Search your library, put it to a card, and then potentially returning 2 creatures. So like, maybe it's worth playing a Lively Dirge over a Unearth, I think. That could actually be really good. That's actually probably a stronger tutor than the Grim Tutor. Rush of Dead. Target opponent stacks half their stuff. Half their discards. Yeah, most of the crime cards are not really zombie adjacent. I guess it kind of is. Whenever you commit crime, make 2 zombies, but it's also like kind of expensive for what I want. I want to keep those like costs down. Maybe take a look to see what like fun mythics and uncommons we're missing. Because right now the deck is just kind of mid-range. And Reanimate could probably be a little better. That's potentially a card. Anything else? Like, there's lots of just like generically strong cards. It's like, which one helps us out in a way that's actually Sold Cemetery? I still don't have Oversold Cemetery. I mean, that's an option. Priest of the Forgotten Gods. That is also a very strong card. The Shadowheart also makes token. It's like doing the black one then. Publish spell because planeswalkers. Let's see. I was running Transmigrant Crown at one point. Squirrels. Waste Not. It's not really here. You wanted like Turbo Acerec. Emmett the Eternal is literally just like a 5/5 that kind of acts like a beater. Black market connections. Maybe I need to put black market connections back in. Like it eats through life so fast. But it does just like take over games if you let it. Whenever you discard one or more cards, you make a zombie, but that triggers only once each turn. Let's see. I do really like Last Hope Lily. There's a lot of small stuff. We could theoretically we could play Necropotence, right? But I feel like Necropotence in a fair deck just doesn't really work. This is something that you would want to do really unfair stuff. There's a Murderous Knight. Never actually get to. Let's see. Veil Lily, Last Hope Lily. Those are perfectly good for the mid-rangey decks. There's Oppression. We were running the Soul Shatter at one point. There's a Soul Transfer. Unstoppable Slasher. It is a 3-drop. You don't need like more 3-drops. We need, oh god, we just need like better 1-drops in the deck, I think. Like really try and get the cost down for how quickly we can double spell. Let's think. Wait, what was that? Reads Gambit. Bats. If you enters, discard, lose life, sack. When it leaves, discard 3, lose 6, sack 3. Yum, 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 yum. Yeah, if you just want to play black, it's way easy. You can even get to play Phyrexian Obliterator. And that's pretty nice. Pile On is kind of cool for what we want to do because we want to play a lot of creatures, and then that lets us play more thing with Surveil. Stack any number of permanents you control, draw that many cards. Sholdred. Everyone loves Sholdred. Ashiok Wicked Manipulator. So I do have one. This is what you play with Necropotence. And it's like, let's see, what is it? You Necropotence. Exile that many cards on the top of your library instead. And then you just get to like draw forever. There is a Gix's command. Gix's command might be a better Wrath than Languish. Destroy creature, power 2 or less. Like they both kind of hold off on getting the bigger creatures, baby. There's Bantu. I think we were playing Bantu at one point. Okay. Kinzu makes tokens and stuff and gets toxic. I do have a Morrow-Gnawer. Open the Graves is like one of those setup cards. Overlord is cool. Still 4, return a non-avatar card or planeswalker card from graveyard to hand. This is any? That could be worth playing here. Like just as a nice, strong recursion engine that also mills. There's Blood in the Snow. Citadel. Ever After, Grave Titan. I want to craft the Blood Gift Demon. Just need to like hold off. Besiege is pretty strong, but we don't really profit off of that. Not in the usual sense. Oh, I have Peer into the Abyss. Oh, I can use that to play some combo. Play some combo-y combo. Our troop assistance is also just like really game. His Army of the Damned. This one is the if we control a demon, drain 2. Otherwise, do we just lose 2? That kind of works with the changelings. Front the past. Get the prophets. Alley. I mean, there's Cabal Stronghold. It's 3 for each basic swampy control. Why am I not playing? It's probably worth cutting out the colorless lands now that I think about it. It's just not working out. He's not that into you. Then, yeah. Got all these. There's Torpor Orb. Like, you could actually try playing some of the usual Kindred stuff. I don't know that I like those as much. Okay. I just want to, like, see if I can make some cuts and get, like, one more go in here. So what we wanted to add. We wanted to add in the Overlord. We wanted to add the Black Market back in. Potentially Pylon. And then... was there another thing in here? I know there was. Oh, wait. It was a link. So... cut the Faceless. Cut the Mutavault. Leave it in the Cards. Add a Swamp back in so that way we can make 36. I'm tempted to go 37. Three Trees. How is Three Trees City working for us? I don't feel like it's doing quite enough just yet. Okay. Think. Headless Rider, Lord of the Accursed, Midnight Reaper. Like, these 3-drops are literally just top end stuff. But these are good top end cards. We want to go wide. We want to go so wide. That's dead. No, we want to try and find the cuts like down here. Insatiable. You have so many fucking 3s. Maybe I just need to like play more Mind Stone, play more Solar. I might need to. I might need to go. Actually, hold on. I have Fool. I'm forgetting like the #1 rule here. Let's see. What do we have that runs here again? It's going to be Solar and Mind Stone. Like, it feels weird because we have so many 2-drop creatures. I don't think... Guardian, I think we do just want Solar and Mind Stone. There we go. Probably don't have the Overlord anymore. Okay. This is more removal. Banners are good because they are RAS. Because they're rampant, also they buff. Then what else are we? Probably can't work with the pylon. Much as I would like to. Going from 2 to 4 might be more relevant than going from 3 to 5. Two to 4 means that we potentially get to start double spelling earlier. Two to 4 means that we can drop a monument and then also a small creature, though. We want to stay within... We got 33 creatures when we did that. Yeah, I don't think we're getting one more game in today. I was pretty happy with Night's Whisper, though. And the Bantu Monument Drain effect is actually really nice to have, too. This is hard. Where is the... Lively Dirge? There it is. I think we need to keep the Lively Dirge, too. So let's think about this. I think what I want to do for card advantage is this can't be it. This can't be it. I know there's more than that. Because of the mana, right? You derp, derp. Rather than unearth. Let's see. Potentially a back for seconds. All of the Death Dweller. Total mana value 3 or less. Back wrong. Victimize. This requires sacrificing a creature. Maybe try and like get our value that way, actually. I think that works. Trying to go for like the multi-res is probably the better bet. Victimize, we could potentially try and squeeze back in. Seconds. However, the bargain gets a lot better with the black market. We just now get into the unfortunate territory of too many things. Mindstone has an easier time playing into other things. Take out the Nice Whispers if we add in the draw effects, the reanimation effects. Shoot. Like all of these are like slower over time. Get the draw. So then what's a girl to do? Got like 4 cards we have to cut. And we don't really cut them from the creatures because I feel like creatures that we have are just already set up. This one's going to be a tricky one. Well, but as always, we are going to come back next week with more magic, more tuning. We'll be back on Friday, in fact, potentially. Maybe on Friday, Fish is hitting me up with something. I'm just going to call it there. I'm going to come back to it. I'm going to be like, what was she thinking? All right. So we'll see you all next week. Same hero time, same hero channel.